Man, oh man, how was your weekend?
It was interesting. I did enjoy Saturday night.
I'm telling you. What's up, guys? This is Brian.
Jesse.
You're watching MMA the hard way in the car. Wow, the biggest fight card ever on network television.
It was a great card. I mean, every single one of these fights could have been a co-main event or main event by themselves. I mean, they really delivered and put the great names and fights together.
I was on the edge of my seat on so many of those suckers.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna break down, stick to the main card, but real quickly, let's just go up. One of the guy I think that pocketed like the most bonus money was Scott Jorgensen.
Yep. Fight of the night and submission of the night.
At the weigh-ins, I saw the way Scott was looking at this kid to put his hands all funky, and he's just like,
whatever.
He's just like, son,
you're gonna get work.
You picked the wrong guy.
Yep. He looked.
Jorgensen's just awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. A lot of back and forth, but you see how it ended.
Yep, fight of the night. That was awesome. And my buddy Nam Pham, what a warrior! So much heart. Like
Dennis Seaver
we said, Dennis Seaver's number 3 at 145.
I mean,
and it was kind of just him getting to show off. Look what a machine gun striker I am. And Nam was just as much as I dig him, man, he was outclassed, but
he kept on coming forward.
Yeah,
he didn't back up.
He did.
He took a whole bunch of hits to the face, hard hits that any other guy would have been KO'd, and he just kept on coming for more.
I mean, some of those rib shots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you heard. I mean, you're talking about Dennis Seaver. He's a kickboxer. They know how to throw those kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, just kick, just the whole side was bruised up.
So I don't think Nam lost any fans. Next one, we saw the debut of Abel Trujillo.
Yeah.
They kept mispronouncing his name, Abel Trujillo.
Yeah, Trujillo. I saw
Trujillo.
that too.
Oh man, Black Zillions representing there.
Yeah. That guy is huge.
I was very impressed with that guy.
I was very impressed too. Also, you have Rafael Sanso. Of course, it came. He won. It came out that he was fighting with a broken arm or a broken hand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they showed the X-rays.
Oh, but we got Quickshank.
Yeah.
Quickshank. Oh shit.
I mean, KO.
That was Taekwondo Clinic right there.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm gonna see how many times can I kick you in the head,
until one of them connects.
Oh my god, forget about it.
And then of course we have Najim and Proctor, unanimous decision. That one, it was a
kind
good
of a snooze
fight,
fest.
But it was kind of snooze,
I don't know what's going on at the pit. Other than Court McGee, I think he's
legit.
He's a legit dude.
Yeah.
But I haven't really seen much out of the pit.
He's the only one that's really standing out for me. And then of course we saw Eves and Jeremy Stevens.
I'm sorry. The other thing about Asensio and Easton, I think that this is one of those fights where Easton's going to take this loss and he's
going to learn,
improve.
He's going to learn.
One of those kids. He's been slaying everybody. Yeah, who was it? 3 in a row or something like that. He's just gonna.
When you fall, you get back up and you dust yourself off, like Fedor said. And then the last thing we know on the undercards was Eve Edwards and Jeremy Stevens. Man, I mean,
what a shot! It didn't even look like much.
No,
but he kind of walked into
him. The total momentum, the force just knocked him out. You know what? Stevens is hard to finish. He has been some wars, and he's still. I mean, I think finally he's been on. He's always been the giver. This time he was a receiver.
You got to see that training and that veteran. You get to see, when they showed it in slow motion. Then you get to see what's actually going on in their mind, where he was able to come in. He didn't just like practice. Oh, I always punch like this sideways.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? I love that I love that 1800 frames per second camera.
Oh, that thing. What do they call that sucker? Phantom camera?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, that thing was awesome.
You saw everything. I mean, there was no glitch. There was no deviation
Just
of the
beautiful.
quality of the video was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Oh boy, Swick
Brown.
Brown.
Oh, man.
Oh man. Gosh, I kept thinking, okay, Swick, here it goes.
Yep.
You're gonna slug him.
Or, you know,
we thought Brown was gonna take it to the ground.
Yeah. And I thought maybe Mike, maybe the Swicket team would have came out from somewhere, and he almost had him at one point, but second round it was just lights out.
Man.
He just lights out.
Matt
gone.
Brown's moving into the 20s.
Yep.
He's probably
he's breaking up there. Then of course let's get to the really good stuff.
Oh boy.
And I have my own thoughts about this.
Yeah.
McDonald, BJ Penn.
Yep. I have to say, here's what I'm thinking. I kind of saw this coming myself. Huge BJ Penn fan. I mean, it's just, I refer to him as a legend.
Mm-hmm.
And, but, I think it was like an old school versus new school, a changing of the guard. They came into this with Rory being ranked as number 11, BJ was number 10 in world rankings for welterweights. Probably mostly because of the people that BJ's beat, I mean, BJ went up against Machida.
Yeah, I remember
Dude!
that. Yeah. And he was taking it to him. He wasn't just a punching bag. He was taking it to him.
So, but, I mean, Rory McDonald, the guy has like 10 tricks in his bag.
Yeah.
I mean...
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I still think BJ Penn has it. I really do. I think the thing is, what's happening is all these fighters that are coming up now, right? They're like MMA fighter 2.0. BJ Penn's from the old school, transition to the new school, I guess to a certain extent. But the way I see it is like he's a true lightweight fighting in a welterweight. McDonald cuts down from 195, 200 sometimes, to drop down to 170. So when he after the weigh, he's right back up there. BJ Penn he looked like a much smaller guy. It looked like a 155 versus a 185.
Plus, we didn't get to see what the corners were saying and the things. They came back from break and somebody made a point of mentioning that BJ's corner was really they were just like,
and that was my next thing. That's my next thing.
He needs to separate himself. He needs to, maybe he needs to go to TriStar and get completely deconstructed.
Greg Jackson, or, he needs to just change up the camp. It's because it's just not, it just didn't work. And also, in my previous video, I said that BJ Penn looked great, and he did. Yeah. But by the end of the first round, he looked gas. Yeah. I think that's the
conditioning does not happen overnight. It has to just.
You have to build it.
Takes a long time.
You have to build it, but the thing is that
cardiovascular is your body's ability to move oxygen through your body. You don't just. It's not just a muscle that you just.
No, a lot of people think that the bigger you are, it's going to be much quicker fight. It's not. If you're bigger, you need to get all that oxygen into that muscle. Yeah.
Wrestlers and conditioning guys just completely starting to just
hand in hand. Yeah. That's my thing. The other thing was, I think BJ Penn, my last point is, I think BJ Penn should really refocus on his training camps, his cardio. That's his number one thing, is cardio. The motivation was there. The cardio was not. I think he needs to drop down to 155. I think at 155 he could come back up and be up there again. Gus and Hua.
I didn't know which Shogun was going to show up. If the Shogun that fought Hendo showed up,
yes,
it would have been really close. But Gustafsson, dude, I told you, that guy is violent, man, and he's gotten so much better. And he was just going and going and going. I'm going to vary my attacks.
I didn't see him break a sweat. I hardly saw him break a sweat. You see that one takedown where he did it? He looked like he was going to throw a hit, and he grabbed Hua's left leg underneath his knee, and he just threw him over like nothing.
He learned that at Alliance. The Alliance is just
Mark Munoz.
Unbelievable. Well, this is actually Lloyd Irwin and Eric Del Ferro down at Alliance in San Diego that are. He's primary thing that he's been, learning his wrestling at. And the thing is he uses his height better.
You're right.
As good as John. Like they said, he fights long. He fights tall. So when you have that, you can do anything. From 6 feet away, you could just come in and just do stuff.
The Hua, like, wow. Once again, just like I said with BJ Penn, Hua looked, by the end of the first round, he was gassing. He wasn't throwing no kicks. He's got those huge legs. He wasn't throwing those kicks.
We all want to see a legend like Shogun just dominate, but the fact is there's always going to be a changing of the guard, and
it's inevitable. I know it's going to happen, but I truly think that Hua could have taken this fight. He could have beaten him. He has the power. He was just telegraphing his he was telegraphing his overhand right many times, where Gustafsson, okay, here it comes, I'm going to move out of the way like the Matrix. Just, there was no surprises in Hua's game. He didn't utilize his kicks. A couple of times he had him on the ground, going for a heel hook and all that stuff, and leg locks, and that was really good. That, circa pride, like the way he got randomly, yeah.
Gustafsson's like 6'4".
Yeah.
I mean,
and the longer the limbs, it's a two-sided sword. The longer the limbs, yes, you have the striking ability, the reach, and all that stuff, but it's easier to submit. Getting those locks.
So what do you think? Henderson Diaz, did that live up?
You know what? It did, but I think there's more to the story. The Diaz that fought Cerrone was not the same Diaz that fought Ben Henderson. Something tells me that there's more to the story. Not to take away from Bendo. He outworked him, out wrestled him, out bullied him.
Incredible.
He's got that strength, and that's one of the things that the Diaz brothers have had challenges with strong wrestlers.
They keep talking about it was about 2 or 3 or 4 times they said he's at the top of the most talent-rich division in the world. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if that was just something they were saying until I started doing an analysis on the lightweight. There's 72 guys in the lightweight division.
Wow.
There's only 57 guys in the welterweight. 72.
That's a lot.
And
that's a lot.
I mean, and he is at the top. I mean, it's hard. That's when it really started hitting me, just how good he is.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Bendo. I think he's a beast. He's huge. He's very strong, and he knows how to use his body to for proper fulcrum points, toss-ups and all that stuff.
Who punches someone's leg?
He punched his leg.
Dude, some people are going to start using that technique.
Yes, it's
Wow,
I can see that happening.
I never would have thought about that.
But that's the thing, you take away, a lot of people think that you take away a striker by kicking his leg, his arms or whatever. It's his base. You take away his legs, and that takes away the power to catapult the body for the punches. I still think that something went up with Diaz camp, because Diaz did not look himself. He looked a little gassed. He looked hesitant. He looked like he didn't want, like at a couple points you want to pull the trigger, and he just hesitated. He didn't pull that trigger.
I could have. The only thing I don't like about it was great that it was free, but I like listening to what the guys are saying in the corner.
Yeah.
In between rounds.
Because it gives you an insight of what's really going on.
How are they reacting to the plan not going the way they wanted it to? That's always very interesting. Like, have you ever seen when one of Greg Jackson's guys is like a round or a couple rounds behind? He turns into this. He throws that Yoda shit right out of the door, and he goes, "Do you want this?"
He just starts laying into it, like, how bad do you want it? Just like what Dana says, don't leave it in the hands of the freaking judges.
I'm telling you.
I still think, the next talk now is, with Strikeforce about to end, the next name that's being thrown around now is Gilbert Melendez.
I think that Gilbert is the guy that can get the job done.
He's got great wrestling.
He's got great movement, too.
Yes.
He's got everything. He's the most well-rounded lightweight that has not truly been challenged.
He's not flat-footed.
Yeah.
He bounces around. So
I'm sure we'll see what's going to happen. Henderson wants to defend his belt 3 times a year. Thank you. I wish we could see that with all the weight classes.
Henderson.
But he did last year.
Yeah.
So it's cool. That's all the time we got. You'll get a full, be able to check out MMA the hard way. You get the whole commentary as part of the notes. And Go to MMAthehardway.com. Follow us on Twitter, MMA The Hard Way. And we look forward to getting your comments.
And
thanks for your support.
We're going to break down the next 2 cards, hopefully on Wednesday.
A lot of Ultimate Fighter. This is Ultimate Fighter weekend, dude.
It is. Fight Fest.
Another one on Wednesday. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Take care, guys.